Good evening and welcome back to the channel. Yes, I thought I'd do a live. I've done a live for ages. And it's just started raining outside. Thunder and lightning and then rain. Just as I'm about to do a live. Fantastic. What better way to be inside? Anyway, how are you all this evening? There's a few things that I want to talk about when it comes to regards to Celtic. There's news about Johnny Hayes, Gustav Lagerbielke, and someone that's coming in to manage the under 18s, and it's not Johnny Hayes who we thought it was going to be, which is it's a bit strange, but never mind. We'll just turn this down so I don't get feedback. There is only a few people on. I didn't announce that I was doing this live, so not expecting too many people to come on. We'll be, there it is. It's starting to jump up just now. So let's see if we can get some people in the comments section, and then we'll fire on with the Celtic news this evening, and we'll talk about what's been happening in the world of Celtic. It turns out that the women have been signing more players than anything. The women's football team have made a few signings, which is all good for the female team. But when it comes to it, I want to talk about Brendan Rodgers and the meeting with the now ex-Liverpool manager. Because when you think about it, that didn't happen just out of luck. He's the ex-Liverpool manager. Klopp bought a house. He bought a £7 million house, not far from where Brendan Rodgers has his holiday home. So the two of them have holiday homes that are quite close to each other. It was obvious that the two of them were obviously going to bump into each other. They've got each other's phone number. But I wonder if they spoke about the possibility of the transfer of a goalkeeper from Liverpool to Celtic. Even though he's not the Liverpool manager anymore, it would have been an interesting conversation because he would tell Brendan exactly what would be needed to get that deal done and over the line. Anyway, let's jump into the comments before we go further on. That's 67 people watching Cracking Lumber. Anyway, Big Rab Bean Niz is in. Sean 1970 is in. Stephen Reid is in. How's Jim the Tim's in. Port Chop Express is in. Also, Big Dom is in. Liz Donnelly's in, Alan Campbell, and Thomas Connolly is all in the building as the viewers start to ramp up. We will get back to doing the lives. Everything's kind of settling down in the world of here, and so yeah, we will start getting back to doing the lives of an evening. So back to what I was talking about. I wonder when Brendan Rodgers was out for a walk with Klopp, they had to be talking about the goalkeeping situation at Celtic and Liverpool, surely. I mean, that topic would come around and he would tell Brendan exactly what would be needed to get the deal over the line, surely. Surely. There's a lot of speculation saying that she's doing really well, mate. Big Rab being is, she's doing really well. Hence the reason that I'm back on the lives. Yes, so thanks for that. And thank you to everyone who commented asking how she's been over the last couple of weeks. It's been a trying couple of weeks, put it that way. And tonight was actually the first night that we actually sat down and spoke about what happened that day when it went from it's Jenny, it's thunder. Jenny, it's thunder. Jesus. Dog's going nuts. She's like Shaggy. And the thunder started, and the dog's going nuts. Are Norwich still interested in wee Mikey? Well, I want to talk about wee Mikey in a minute because the hand of God has just closed the door. The hand of God has just closed the door. I'm going to talk about Mikey Johnson in a minute because supposedly, we'll talk about him in a minute. Anyway, I want to talk about Nico Kuhn. We've talked about Brendan and his meeting with Klopp. The conversation must have been somewhere. What would it take to get the financials to get the Liverpool goalkeeper in? There has been speculation saying that the Liverpool goalkeeper fancies coming to Celtic, but it's all going to come down to money. I've got a funny feeling that Celtic are going to, if they're going to do this deal, it's going to be in the region of about 15 million. But if it happens, it's going to be funny as fuck because Celtic have never spent that kind of money. Whether it happens or not, well, that'll all come out in the wash, as they say, in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, talking about coming out in the wash, Nico Kuhn has been having a wee dig at the Rangers. On yourself, Nico. He said, back in April, we played our rivals. He said it was a thoroughly entertaining 6-goal thriller. He said we thought we had maybe got it over the line, but they managed to get a draw. He said they celebrated like they were champions following a 3-3 derby game. They celebrated like they were champions. It says, look, it says it kept them within a point of us, but it seemed that they thought they were in the driving seat and celebrated on the pitch afterwards. He said it was embarrassing as far as he was concerned. He says there's been plenty of criticism for their action on that day, but Kuhn, he said, look, he says, we never give it any, we never spoke about it at the time. He says it was my first derby against the Sevco. He says, I was in the starting 11. We played at Ibrox, and then the first 10 minutes, it was like, yeah, you could hardly breathe. He says, we quickly took the lead to 2-0. And you're thinking, yeah, brilliant, we've got it. It's in the bag. But it ended 3-3. They celebrated like they were champions. But after that, we dominated the league. He said, we dominated the league. He says, and the league was ours. Suddenly you're playing with 60,000 fans behind you, not 50,000 against you at Celtic Park. We scored 2 goals. Rangers got a red card. We got it over the finish line. That was a big step towards the title, said Nico Kuhn. He said that lot celebrating like they had won the league that day was absolutely hilarious as far as he's concerned. Anyway, that is Rangers won 3-3. Absolutely brilliant. Rangers did not die in 2012. Donald Finlay thinks so too. Yes, Rangers did die. Rangers did die. They did. And anyway, a big shout out to the 17,287. Now, I'm going to say something because somebody said that. Will I get this off my chest? Or will I just drop it? I'll just drop it, I think. Don't like becoming a wank, but fuck it. Guys, a fucking twat. Anyway, we move on. We've got that one at the road, the Nico Kuhn one. Johnny Hayes. We all know that Johnny Hayes has left Aberdeen. There was speculation that Johnny Hayes was going to come to Celtic and manage the under-18s, but he's not. He's not. Johnny Hayes, it looks like he's going to be assistant coach. Is that lightning? Fuck me. It looks like he's going to be assistant coach to the B team. Looks like he's going to be, with Darren O'Dea taking up the position as pathway manager, what I think is it's a new position, and I think it's a fantastic position that Darren O'Dea's been given, and it makes sure that the players know their career and know exactly how their career is going to go. And this should help Celtic maintain players that are coming through the system, instead of them getting on the verge of the first team and then them spitting their dummy out and going, nah, I'm not signing another contract with Celtic. I'm going to go and sit on a B team somewhere else. I think it's good that Celtic have got Darren O'Dea in this pathway manager role. But anyway, Johnny Hayes is coming in as assistant coach to the B team, which means there is still the position of under-18s coach. And according to reports, Adam Ashgar is close to being appointed the head coach of the under-18s. He's only 29-year-old. He was the current Southampton under-21 manager. He's experienced in the youth coaches at Sunderland, where he was under-18 manager, and the Cedar Academy, and he was academy head coach at Dundee United also. He is expected to take up the role as under-18s. It's a few sites are coming out with tonight. So it's interesting that Celtic are making a lot of moves in the background, which I think can only be good. Which means that Brendan Rodgers has firmly got his feet under the table, and he's putting in place things that will hopefully be in place long after he's gone, which is good. It's just something that we've never really had before. You remember the first time Brendan was here, he had the reserve teams and the under-18 teams playing a system that was exact same as the first team. Formation, the lineup, the tactics. It was all the exact same throughout the different teams, so that when a player come from the under 18 into the under 21 or into the B team, they knew exactly how they would play. They knew it wasn't going to be a shock to the system. And Brendan Rodgers is getting that put in place again at Celtic, so that when the players come through, they're basically walking straight into the first team if they stick with Celtic and they play the game, as they say. As they play the ball game, as they say. But anyway, I think it can only be good for Celtic the fact that they are doing that. So yeah, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Do you think it's a good thing that they're getting in this young guy, this guy for the under 18s also? It says that there's a lot going on behind the background that we don't know about. Right. Mikey Johnston. This is going to crack you up. Now, you need to have a sit down. Make sure you're sitting down for this. Give me a yes in the comments if you're sitting down, because I don't want you to fall over with shock. I don't want you... I'm looking after your health at this point. I don't want you to be overly surprised and maybe have a palpitation or two. So give me a yes in the comments if you're sitting down comfortably, because there's been a valuation supposedly put on Mikey Johnston's head down south. I need a yes before I do this. I need somebody in the comments just to go, yes, I'm sitting down, because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's unbelievable. Yes, there we go. Hail, Buzz. Callum's sitting down. Right, are you ready for this? Because Mikey Johnston's a player that we've all said before. Mikey Johnston's not Celtic standard, and he's maybe had his time at Celtic, and it's time to go. There's reports down south valuing Mikey Johnston at £6 million. £6 million for Mikey Johnston. Joking. Someone's having a laugh, surely. Someone is having a laugh. There's no way is Mikey Johnston valued £6 million. Oh, now, can you see it? Mikey Johnston, really? I thought he's only got a year left on his contract. You can't be getting £6 million for Mikey Johnston. No, we've got 3 million. We've got 3 million for a player that had 6 months left on his contract. 6 million for Mikey Johnston. You're right. Take the money and run. Just if Wolves or Mikey Johnston, 6 million. It has to be a wind up, surely. Has to be a wind up. Now, Mikey Johnston still remains on contract at Celtic until 2026, according to this, which gives the champions a strong hand as they look to cash in on the winner. And some reports down south claim that Johnston is valued at £6 million due to his performances. It is thought that West Brom boss Carlos, whatever, fucking Don Carlos at this rate, he must be smoking some. Will explore a permanent move for Mikey Johnston. Oh my god! There's silly season, right? There's silly season, and there's absolute madness, absolute madness. 6 million for Mikey. Can you imagine if Celtic get 6 million? Jesus! Oh my god! If Celtic get 6 million, I think I don't know. I think we'd have to celebrate. We'd have to celebrate like a 3-3 draw. 6 million for Mikey Johnston. We'd be like, fuck it. Fuck it. Anyway, oh my god. Right. Anyway, Celtic are playing a blinder. They will offer Mikey Johnston and 2 million for Adam Ida. 6 million pesetas. Oh, Mikey's still a bit of class in there. I don't think for the hook trick is shrunk to fit him. But 6 million. That's just madness. That is madness. Anyway, Adam, not Adam, we've done that story. Gustav Lagerbielke has taken to a paper. It's one of those languages that I just don't get. I mean, I kind of get French, and it's like, see, when it comes to the Northern European languages, I just don't get it. They're like, I just don't get it. There's loads of them. There's loads of Northern Europeans down not far from me, and it's just one of those crazy languages. Anyway, Gustav Lagerbielke has been talking to the media, and he's been asked about his escape route from Celtic. He says, Gustav Lagerbielke says, I know that there are a number of teams interested, he added, and there is teams interested from Italy and also other leagues. So we can take it that Gustav Lagerbielke has kicked his last ball for Celtic. He says, moving on how it feels, he says, about the period at Celtic. He says, I'm just like any player. I want to play. I want to make a difference. I'm ready to do that if the opportunity arises. Should be noted that Lagerbielke has not had any conversations with Brendan Rodgers. It went on to say about his next step. However, Celtic tried to get rid of him. Well, it's fucking going over old ground, isn't it? But Gustav Lagerbielke, he's basically one. I think he's doing something similar to what Big Adam Ida's doing. I think Big Adam Ida's trying to talk his way into Celtic and out of Norwich. And I think Gustav Lagerbielke has just doing the same, to be fair. Don't be surprised if Rodgers keeps Mikey Johnson. He really likes him. Big Rav, at 6 million, I think even Brendan Rodgers would take the money. I think he would. I don't think that. I think the pressure of. And Brendan said this about. A, fucking hell, that was a big thunder. Did you hear that? Holy fuck. I think we're going to get a big storm tonight. Well, I've still got my fucking rara. The dog's on mental because we're getting a big storm coming. Anyway, what was I talking about? I've totally fucking lost it. But as would you like to see Kieran Tierney back and Armstrong back at Celtic? Have they had their day, says Big Dom. I think you know my feelings on that. It's oh my god, Carly made it. Carly made it. You know my thoughts on it. Celtic will go down the route. Celtic will have they'll sit down with the manager and they'll say, look, here's Tierney and Armstrong, and we know what they can bring, but they'll give Brendan Rodgers a list of players that are younger, less expensive, and they've more chance of making more money on. And I'm just being realistic on it. Would I personally like to see them back? It's hard with Kieran Tierney because he's never had one full season fit in as many years. People will say, look at Cameron Carter-Vickers. Two different type of players, though. We need Kieran 100% fit to play in that wide position, you know, in that wing. And don't get me wrong, see the thought of having a fully fit Kieran Tierney and Dyson Maeda on the same side of the pitch will fucking put frighteners into any team in Europe. So from that point of view, it would be fantastic. But then we need to get the other side of the pitch right as well. You know, we need to level out the other side of the pitch, and I think that the other side of the pitch is where it's kind of lacking at the moment. I mean, we've got Alistair Johnson, but we need somebody that can really complement Alistair Johnson, and it brings that would bring back days of like McNamara and Donnelly if the two of them get on that well. I think. I mean, when you look at the way that McNamara and Donnelly played on that side, I don't know. Anyway, Carly made it. Big Dom says, yeah, I've read that one. Mikey Johnson can't play in Scotland with 10 men behind the ball. He's been flying down England because teams attack and loads of space. Yeah, I think if we're offered 6 million for Mikey Johnson, take it all day long. Frank Miller, Baz, first time we got you live, keep it to get work, no problem. Peter King says, McKenna on a free is a no-brainer, better than Welsh. And Carly would like to see Kieran Tierney back. Brendan's got a big decision to make, and I don't think that position is one of the major ones that he'll be thinking about. And I'll still be interested to find out what him and Klopp spoke about, because there's no way they just out for a walk and they're not talking football. Not a chance. He's out with Klopp, and he's talking about their goalkeeper, and Klopp will know exactly what kind of money it will take for Celtic to get the deal over the line. Klopp will still have an influence of some kind at the club, even though he's moved on. But You don't know. You don't know. Anyway, it'd be an interesting. It'd be an interesting to be a fly in that conversation. Anyway, Julie Turner says, "I'd love to see Armstrong and KT back, defo." But is it really the way that it's not the Celtic? See, the only problem with bringing players back, I feel, is that it never works out. And look at Manchester United. They brought back Ronaldo, and that didn't have a happy ending, did it? They brought back Ronaldo. There's lots of times throughout history that you can, and Celtic have done it. You can bring players back, and it's never as good as the first time. And sometimes you just think, you know, yeah, you've had your time. Let's move on. Give some of the give somebody younger and that's got a longer lifespan on the pitch. Yeah, it would be too risky to bring back Kieran Tierney, says Daenerys. I miss Jota. I think we all miss Jota. We miss that level of player. But anyway, I'd love to watch. We're not going to get Jota back. We're not going to get Jota back. Right, let me see what other Celtic news is kicking around this evening. Former Sunderland on target delivers blow to Coventry as Celtic set demands for West Brom loan star Lager Belke eyes summer move away from Celtic. Yep, I know that. Kieran Tierney dilemma. Callum McGregor details early injury scare and details his mentality that got him through it. Celtic links with Aston Villa goalkeeper. And then obviously the big news is Celtic put out a Joe Hart tribute. Also, so who's going to be watching the Euros? Crucial, McGregor will for the Euros transfer misstep Celtic can't afford. The thing is, see, because the Euros is now on for a few weeks, transfer speculation is just going to go out the window. DJ Singy's in the house. I'm on hoops. Hello, Baz. How are you, DJ Singy? How's things in the kingdom? Peter King says Bertie came back, and you know the history. Yeah, but modern day players just I'm not too sure. Michelle Shaw says evening Baz and Phil Timms. I'm afraid I'm not very confident about the game on Friday, but I hope I'm wrong. Come on, Scotland. My next door neighbours are German. I found out. Whenever I speak to them, fucking explains it. They're German. So yeah, I need to go and should I get a Scotland flag just to put out just because they're German? Explains why they don't speak to anybody. Not as bad as Belgians. Folk for Belgium are just rude. And folk for Belgium are the worst drivers on the planet. Trust me. Anyway, we're getting away on Forbes. Esther Forbes says we take KT if he takes a 60% cut in wages. What about no way? Everyone's on about Armstrong. Did you watch this morning's video? How the hell was Armstrong on 65 grand a week? How the hell was Armstrong on 65 grand a week? See what I mean? Jesus. Big Dom says he thinks you need to bring in new blood. Who's all going to be watching the Scotland game? And talking about that, actually, I think if I don't go out and watch it, I'll see how the missus is. If I don't go out and watch it, let's just get this. Euro in it. There we go. Right. I'm going to put this in the chat. I've decided that if we're going to do anything about the Euros and going forward for the Champions League, and I'm going to go to a couple of games in Spain, and there's quite a few grounds round about within an hour's travel. So the Hamson Hobo, Baz brushes his teeth with bobies. Jesus. You wait to subscribe and come on to say that. Handsome Hobo. You're probably not handsome. It's just another faceless wank that is just sitting crying yourself to sleep at night. Shaking like a leaf. Probably fucking having pokey bum wanks looking for pictures of me. Anyway. Subscribe to this channel. This is where we're going to do everything that is non-Celtic from now on. Kaiser loves it when I slag folk off. It's like, fucking pokey bum wank. I'm going to come out on Bazzy's channel. And anyway, Subscribe to that channel. Baz does Euro football. Baz does Euro football. That's where everything non-Celtic will be from now on. I'm going to start going to some games in Spain once the season starts up. I'm going to go to some non-league football games in Spain. Hobo brushes his tail with jobbies. Oh, fucking leave him. I'm not even going to ban him. Just leave him. You know what I mean? He sits and has pokey bum wanks. So leave him. Probably having one just now. Yeah, it's like that. Oh, I just commented on Baz's channel. Okay, I'll be watching that. Yeah, so I think if I might do a kind of watch along, hi Lorna, how are you anyway? Yeah, and I'm going to start going to some games in Spain and other things, other non-Celtic related things. So we'll see how that channel goes. So anyway, if you want to subscribe to that, if you don't want to subscribe, it doesn't matter because like, if you just watch Celtic stuff, that's fine. But yeah, I'm going to start going to some football games here in Spain, and so it's going to be interesting. Julie Turner, oh Baz, get a grip, says Julie, raging, absolutely raging. A grip. Why have I got a grip? Anyway, right, let's get back to the Celtic news. Portugal Ireland takes place this evening. That's probably started, isn't it? I should have watched that game actually, but I've been out. There's not a lot of Celtic news kicking around. It's going to get really hard with Celtic stuff kicking around over the next couple of weeks because all eyes will be on the Euros. Too much information. A good Baz. You just made me laugh then. Good. That's what it's all about. YouTube is all about entertainment. Right? And see this bullshit that you need to be more professional. You need to stop fucking doing this. You need to stop doing that. Fuck off. Go and watch the Tory news broadcast, you fucking pricks. It's YouTube. This is what it is. It's an entertainment platform. Fucking anyway. On that note, we will be back with the lives at 8 p.m. Celtic Park time. Kaiser says Hobo sniffs the saddle of his sister's bike. Oh my goodness, Kaiser. Kaiser. Noodle says, hi, Baz. Celtic Parliament from Shanghai, China. Get in there. All around the world. We are all around the world. Right, anyway, how long have I been on? Because I'm not sticking. I've been on for 26 minutes. How did that happen? Said I'd maybe doing about 15 minutes. Liam Miles is just in the building also. See, people are going to start jumping on now. So we'll have a little recap of Celtic news. Nico Kuhn had a dig at Rangers. He had a dig at Rangers saying that, look, he says, it was an incredible atmosphere at Ibrox back in April, but they acted like they won the league that day. It was a 3-3 draw. It was embarrassing. He says, look, we took the lead, a couple of quick goals, but they managed to claw it back in injury time to make it 3-3. But they celebrated like they won the league. Johnny Hayes is coming to Celtic. We all know that. But he is not going to be the under-18 manager. It looks like Johnny Hayes will be assistant manager to the B team, which means Adam Ashgar, Adam Ashgar, who is looking to be unveiled as the Celtic under-18 boss. So, Gustav Lagerbielke's been in the press also, talking about he's on his way out the door. Mikey Johnston has been suggested is valued at £6 million. Deep breath, lie down. No, I'm not smoking dope. Fuck me. £6 million for Mikey Johnston. Hobo kicks helmets. Baz ignored the vermin. Just leave him to it. The Portugal Ireland game is tomorrow. Well, there we go. It's tomorrow. That's even better. That's right. It was 3-3. Top unders coach. And yep, Simon is a top under. He's got quite a resume. He's got quite a CV. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And it's good that Celtic are finally putting things in place behind the scenes to build a better future for Celtic. And hopefully, when we get this building up and running down at not Lennoxtown, down at Barrowfield, down at the Celtic Supporters Association behind that, it'll be good if we can get everything just clicking along finally. And Brendan Rodgers is probably the legacy for me. This is Brendan Rodgers leaving his legacy on Celtic. This is what I'm taking for all the movement that's happened in the background just now. This is Brendan Rodgers leaving his legacy for Celtic. We know that Brendan Rodgers will only be at day 35 of the meltdowns. Oh dear God. Uh, Day 35 of the meltdowns. And they still have a meltdown. I've never looked at any of their stuff. Safeco bringing in contracts for out of contract. Yeah, I noticed that they'd signed a player. They'd said they'd signed a player from AC Milan. He never played for AC Milan. Once. At all. He was on the books, but he never played for them. He never kicked the ball for the first team. And they're putting it down as some kind of fucking, yes, we're signing players from AC Milan. Fucking yes. He never played the first game. Anyway, Brendan has unfinished business. It's absolutely fantastic that Celtic are making, I think this is, looking forward, this is Brendan's legacy he's putting in place. He knows that he's only going to stay for the 3 seasons. He's got his first season in, done and dusted. He's got 2 seasons left to go in the contract. He knows that he wants to fix things that he wants to finish things that he never managed to finish before. And I think putting all these people in places that he's doing just now will be Brendan's legacy for years to come. And if Norwich want Mikey Johnson at 6 million, you can have him. Swap deal for Adam Ida. Anyway, and he'll get you up alive. Anyway, on that note, I am done and dusted for this evening. What day is it? Fucking, it's Monday, isn't it? I will be back tomorrow night. We'll do it live again tomorrow night, around about 8 o'clock, 7:45, 8 o'clock. We'll see what happens, and we'll get back onto the lives. So on that note, been on for 31 minutes. Make sure that you give the video a thumbs up. There's been 884 views of the video so far. Absolutely tremendous, considering I never told anyone that I was going to be doing the live. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. And on that note, have a fantastic evening to every single one of you. Carly's on an absolute roll tonight in the comment section. This is brilliant. Julie Turner, we'll see what happens. Kaiser, I'll see you later on. And Carly's just here. Well, you need to be here for 8 o'clock tomorrow night when we get back to the lives. Check it out about 7:45. I might be up about 7:45. Anyway, on that note, have a fantastic evening.